So tonight we have an amazing team presenting with me. We have our psychologist team. From our high school, we have Samantha, who will be co-presenting. We have Tazaline, who will be another co-presenter. And we also have Ms. Ashley, who is going to be our co-presenter for the elementary. Also, but not least, we have Mr. Zachary, and he is a support specialist at Kingsville One Stop Mental Health Agency, and he will also be providing some very useful information for us. So thank you again for taking the time to be here with us tonight. We appreciate it, and we definitely value all the effort and hard work that you're putting in to support our students, support your students each day. So I'll pass it on to Samantha, who's gonna start us off.
Sorry, actually, I'm starting.
I'm sorry, Taz. Go ahead, Taz.
Okay. So my camera is not working, unfortunately. Sorry about that, you guys. You know how technology is. But I do want to, again, thank you all for coming. We appreciate your time. We all know that Zoom is a great way to kind of get together since we can't, do this live and in person. So we do appreciate your time. We are going to talk about the need for social emotional learning, like Mrs. Silva stated. And we all know that now more than ever, there's a huge need for our mental health and social emotional learning amongst our students. And there has been a very big push in our district to meet the needs of the whole child because our students need that social emotional support. And so what's the need for social emotional learning? It helps students focus on their academics. We look at the child as a whole. It builds resiliency and connections, with the staff members and their peers. And overall, it just creates a great school culture where kids want to learn and they want to be there. And so I just want to remind everyone really quickly that we're going to be focusing on the main support staff members, so our school psychologists, our school counselors, and then our social workers. And then again, just a quick reminder that our school counselors are in the middle school and the high school levels. So school psychologists and social workers are at every level. Our counselors are in the middle school and the high school levels. So can you go on to the next slide, please?
Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure to add to this, tenemos traducción disponible. Si ocupan traducción en español, abajo hay un globo donde pueden usar el traductor y tenemos una persona haciendo las traducciones. I just wanted to say that we do have translation services. If you need translation, there's a button where you can access that service. Thank you.
Thank you. And so I will just be discussing a little bit about what our school counselors do. And so we all know that they have a very, very important job. They actually prepare our students to be college and career ready. They are a huge, huge part of our support staff team. And they do a large part for the push for social emotional well-being for our students. I actually like to think of them as the foundation for our kids and that connection between home and school. So they provide a wide variety of services for our kids, not only college and career ready type of services, they look into students' academic records, but they also can conduct risk assessments. They can counsel our students and guide them through their journey within school and then into higher education as well. So our school counselors, they are a huge part of our team and we appreciate them for all they do. And again, they do have that great connection for our staff with the students and then as well as our parents and then that home life connection to school. Very important job that they have. And then if you can go on to the next slide, please. So like I said earlier, our school counselors, they really do set the foundation for higher education and then the journey that our students take. So yes, they do start off in that middle school level, but well out into high school and once they graduate. And so they really do guide them through all of these important decisions early on, and then they continue to do so and be a staple in that student's life. And so they rely very heavily on the California Department of Education, and then they constantly review academic records for the students, their attendance. Again, they reach out to the parents and the family, and then they communicate any type of needs the students have with the teachers and then with ourselves. And then lastly, they meet all of those needs within mental health for the student and the families. They'll go on home visits, check in with staff, and then connect everyone. So I do like to think of them as the foundation and kind of that glue between the home, the school, and then the student. And so I will pass it on to Mrs. Mulvihill.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming tonight. My name is Mrs. Mulvihill, and I'm one of the district psychologists. I currently serve SCCA, the high school. And so I'm going to talk about the 3 levels of support. And I know Mrs. Abdullah just talked about school counselors, but here's kind of a breakdown of what our school counselors do. They are the glue that holds the academic planning together. So scheduling, making sure your students get the courses that they need. They are there to serve as parent-teacher support. They work on graduation, like I said, meeting those units and making sure those ceremonies take place. They are also diving deep into the College Career California Guidance Initiative. They are typically the student study team or the SST coordinator. So if your student is having any struggles or you feel like you need to meet, typically you go through the school counselor and they would set up what we call an student study team or an SST meeting. And they also will support our psych team with crisis or counseling referrals. Next, I'll go over what the school psychologist role is in our district. And so we, as school psychologists at every level, like Mrs. Abdullah said, we have different people on the team that serve different sites. We have part of our role is counseling and doing skill-specific building. So if your student is in need of some skills-based counseling, that is what we're here for. We also play a huge role in special education assessment. So if your student is struggling and you feel like there's something more going on, that's what we support. We support behavior in the classroom. I know it looks a little different right now, but we are here to support and consult with behavior and those social emotional needs. We provide consultation and collaboration services between school and home. Once again, behavior support and data collection on those specific behaviors. We are able and we do write behavior intervention plans. And we provide social emotional learning, parent and staff support, and we are active participants in the student study team meetings and in our 504 meetings. The next level of support we have are our wonderful school social workers like Ms. Silva. They help support and are an extra level of support for the school psychologists in that they provide brief mental health support. Examples would be check-ins. They can provide short-term 6 to 8 week counseling sessions depending on the need. They are really our lifeline in connecting our students to those outside supports within the community that are there. They will help assist with crisis intervention. They can also provide in-class support and consultation, like I said, the consultation between mental health agencies as well as home visits, setting families up with things that they may be in need of. Our social workers are great. And they also help support our district with SARB, which would be attendance.
Okay, so I'm up next. I'm Ashley Baker. I am the school psychologist for Summit Charter Academy Matthew and for William R. Buckley Elementary. And so if a student needs to be referred to a school counselor, a school psychologist, or school social worker, we have a process for reaching out to each of those individuals. So for school counselors, referrals often come through email from staff. So if your student has a need and needs to see the school counselor, then you can reach out to their teacher, which will reach out to the school counselor. And that's how school counselor referrals usually go. Then for school psychologist and the school social worker, there's a Google form on our Burton homepage. And in the next slides, I will walk you through how to make that referral. But then we also receive referrals through email as well from teachers and other staff members. So this is the Burton homepage, and up at the top, there is a tab that says Parents and Students. And so you would click on that tab. And then next you would scroll down and find School Psychologist Request. And then that brings you to the Google form, and you will just input your email address, your student's name, and then as you scroll down, you can fill out the rest of the parts. And the best way to contact you, also the best number to reach you at, and the best time of day. And then that gets sent out once you hit submit. And then we review each form, and then we deliver it off to the appropriate person at that school site. So if it's a request for Summit Charter Academy Matthew, then I would get the request and then I would reach out to the parent. So that is how our referral form works.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. So next, this is just a list of our campus support divided by each site and their roles. This information will also be available to you once this PowerPoint is over. I'm going to have this published on our Burton Schools website so you can use it for later reference. So at our Lombardi and middle school, in community day school, we have Miss Abdullah. She's our school psychologist there. And then we have Kathleen Dugman. She is at Jim Maples in Burton Align. Sarah Duncan, another school psychologist, she's at Oak Grove and Summit Charter Intermediate. Miss Mulvihill, she is at Summit Charter Collegiate Academy, so at our high school. Miss Baker, she is at the Summit Charter Academy Matthew. And then Miss Heather Rodriguez, she's also on our call. She is our special education director. We also have additional support at Buckley with Miss Mariah Romero. She's our school psychologist intern. We also have Ms. Gonzalez. She's also another school psychologist intern, and she's assigned to Burton Elementary. We have Renee Mendoza. She's another school psychologist intern, and she's also assigned to SCIA and the high school. And myself, I am district-wide, and I'm assigned to all campuses. So those are just a list of all of our site and their emails for your reference. And then next, we're just kind of wanted to provide you with the list of resources. So I felt these resources were very useful and can be used at any time. So for our suicide prevention hotline and our suicide prevention text line, this does not necessarily need to be when there's a crisis. This can be done by if a student's in a crisis, if a parent just needs support and don't know how to reach out or how to handle the youth. This is a really good resource just to connect with. It's 24 hours and they can provide you with the answers and resources that you need. Another really good one is the 211 Tulare County Community Resources. It's a number you can call and it will connect you to services and resources out in the community. Very good resources. We also have Porterville Youth Services Agencies and their phone number, Kingsville Tulare County One Stop, which is another mental health agency who is serving our community. And also I wanted to add adult mental health services because we need to take care of ourselves as well. So those are just some resources, and this PowerPoint will be recorded and will be made available to you later. Next, I'm going to pass it on to our next speaker, Mr. Vallejo. He is from Kingsville One Stop, and he is a special education specialist, and he's going to talk to you about the different services that's provided at that agency, how do you get a referral, and a lot of good information. So I'll pass the floor to you, Mr.
Okay. Hi, my name is Zach. I'm a peer support specialist for Kingsview South One Stop here in Porterville. Real quick, that position, it's still fairly new in the mental health field. Basically, the qualifications are if you've had experience in the mental health field as a client or if a family member has, then you can qualify for that. So I actually got this job from receiving services from Kingsview One Stop probably like 7 years ago now. And yeah, I just want to go over some of our resources for you guys. I'm going to try and I think I can send them in the chat maybe. I have the files. Ryan, I'm not sure if you know how to do that.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, if you can, that'd be great. Just the referral for now would be great. I was just gonna go over that real quick. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is our referral. So basically anyone can fill this out. You can come in and pick one up if you want to. If you want to call and do it over the phone, anyone there would be happy to help you fill it out over the phone. You could always fax it back to us, email it to me or any of my coworkers, get our email address. It's just basic information. So you'll just want to fill out as much of this as you can. And our process right now is you will hear back within 10 days to schedule an assessment. And the assessment is for their first appointment to get diagnosed, see if they qualify for services or not. And then we go from there. If you want to, we do telepsych. So if you're looking for medication services, we do have a doctor over Skype. And that's not just because of COVID. We've always done telepsych. So you can also get on that list if you want to. Our ages are 12 through 24 right now. So perfect age range for this school district. And then even if there's older siblings or parents who need services, we are more than happy to direct them to where they might be able to get services as well. So yeah, this is that. I can, if anyone wants a copy, I can, if maybe we can get like an email list or something, I can send it out, or maybe I can forward it to Ryan and she can send it to you guys. I'm always happy to drop them off to anyone's offices as well too. So yeah, that's the referral. So that's that. And then would you be able to bring up the brochure, Ryan?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, if parents need help filling out the referral, or if you would like for us to make the referral ourselves, we more than happy to help send the referral in for you.
Yeah, we get a lot of referrals from school counselors and all different the districts around here. And then this will be the brochure that she's bringing up right now. And I'd be more than happy. We actually just got these like a few months ago. So if anyone would like any, I'd be more than happy to drop them off. But this just states what we provide here. Like I said, ages 12 through 24. We do intakes, treatments. Everything's over the phone right now or over Zoom, except for the first psychiatrist appointment will be in person if they do want to see the doctor and get medication. And then after that first appointment, it'll be over the phone or Zoom. And so usually what we would do before COVID happened, we are what they call non-traditional. So we do go out to homes. We were going out to homes. I usually was also handling transportation. So I would transport our clients to and from appointments, groups, any related appointments they might have. We do connect with a lot of services. We've had a lot of success with CSET and getting our clients work through there. And they only have to be 16 to qualify for CSET. So that's another great one to keep in mind if they're looking for work. We also work with, they just changed the program name, but it's a Transitional Age Housing. And so if you qualify with us and you're over the age of 18, and they have space, there's a transitional age housing here in town, and they would be able to receive free housing there. And part of the stipulation for the housing is they either have to be working, going to school, or attending multiple groups a week. And then that program is 2 years long. And so throughout that 2 years, they're helping you save up money and just build life skills and stuff like that. And then by the time the 2 years is up, ideally, you'll be ready to go out on your own. So that's another good one to keep in mind for kids who are coming up to be in that transitional age. I'm trying to think what else, sorry. We're trying to get groups going again. Unfortunately, over the last year, a lot of stuff slowed down, but they are starting up. I think it's going to be a socialization group pretty soon, which is still going to be over Zoom. And then we're just kind of waiting for things to go back to normal. I think, Rand, you wanted me to go over some things that could lead to maybe wanting to make a referral, which could be anything, depression, anxiety, bipolar, really anything, schizophrenia. We actually do have a list of diagnoses that are qualifying with us. I can send them over to you if you'd like. I don't have it on me though, but there is a list of qualifying diagnoses. And yeah, if you notice like maybe your kid is just seems off, maybe they're like more depressed or having some anger issues, and maybe talk to them and see if something like this might be right for them. I'm pretty confident in our client care. We have a lot of great people working for us. And anyone have any questions so far?
We are saving the questions for the end, and then we're going to give parents the time to ask questions, and we will, we have the whole team here, so we are here to answer questions, yeah. Okay,
one more thing I wanted to go over, and it was the that SB 543 one that I sent you. If you could bring that up, please. And this is, a lot of people are unaware of this law. So this is SB 543. It basically states that minors over the age of 12 can consent to their own mental health treatment, non-medication, of course, but so like it says right here, it's like specifically designed for like homeless youth, LGBTQ youth who might not have that support in home, youth who are coming from abusive households, things like that. So this is set up for people in those situations to be able to get the help if they want it. And the therapist will also determine how competent, like, sorry, there's like states in here, but the competency, like if they're able to consent to their own treatment. But yeah, so this is something to go over, especially like a lot of parents come in, they're unaware of this. I was unaware for a while as well, but this is a good resource to have. And just make sure if your kids are going into services, just talk to them if you'd like to be involved, because we do have to get releases, even if they are under 18, between 12 and 18, to talk to the parents. So just talk to if you're going to enter that, just have a conversation with them, you know, maybe say that you might want to be involved and just show some support, and it's the best thing you can do. And I think that's it pretty much. We're located here in Porterville at 177 West Henderson, Suite 1. For anyone who knows Porterville, it's the little plaza next to the farmer statue. And we aren't seeing anyone in person right now, but anyone's, feel free to, I'm usually at the front desk manning the phone. So if you have any questions or you want to fill out a referral, like feel free to give me a call. I'd be more than happy to help you out or answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Ms.
No problem.
So now we're going to do our Q&A. So if you have a specific question, either specific psych questions or specific questions for our psych team, for our social worker, myself, or for our team, or either Mr. Vallejo, any specific questions, drop them on the chat, and we are going to go over the questions and answer those questions as they come. So far we have... I work for a pediatrician. Could you please provide Kingsville application? Yes, I can send in the flyers and everything that has been shared with me by Mr. Vallejo to those who attended the webinar. I'll be more than happy to send that out for you guys. Another question we have was, do they help students that have ASHA? Are you referring, April, are you referring to school-based services, or are you referring to the agency? Let me see if I can let you. Let me see. Okay, now you should be able to talk.
Hi, Annie. She posted in the chat both. If the Kingview, I'm sorry, and the district helps with ADHD, I'm wondering if she's referring to ADHD.
April,
yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, I meant both.
Okay, and did you mean ADHD? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, it kept going wrong.
It's okay. Yes, definitely. We provide supports at the school-based. It just kind of depends on case by case. Obviously, depending on the severity as well. And some of the kids are seeing, I'm not sure about Kingsville and Stop. You guys do see children, right, for ADHD?
We do, yeah. The only things I'm really aware of that we will refer out is if they need, if there's like severe trauma, like sexual abuse or something like that, then we will usually refer to Tula Youth Services Bureau. But yeah, we do handle ADHD, and we have the forget what they're called, but the little tests for teachers and parents to fill out, observing them, stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, and then at the school side, we can also provide some support. If you have any specific question, you can always send me an email, or even fill out our request on Burton Schools, and we can have a school psychologist follow up with you. And as I said, it's going to provide case by case. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh. Another question we have: can you evaluate kids for anger problems? Yes, right? Ashley, you want to answer that one?
Yes, so we can evaluate students if there is concerns in that area. Likely what we will do is hold what we call a student study team meeting, where we get the site principal, the student's teacher, we have parents, and then we have often the school psychologist as well, or the school social worker, or even at the high school level, possibly the school counselor, where we all get together and we talk about the concern, and we talk about ways that we can provide any interventions or strategies to help that student, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Baker. There's a lot of resources at the school level, so just reaching out, and we're here to support you in any way that we can. And then the next question we have is, does Kingsville have a long wait for psychiatry appointments?
It's not too long. Unfortunately, we have a couple different doctors, but we only do have them once a month because they are contracted from elsewhere. But it's not too long right now. Maybe like a couple weeks from the assessment date, if you qualify, depending on when that next doctor day is. But it might be like a month out, maybe at the most right now. But if you wanted to call during the week, during business hours, I would be happy to ask our HR person who does the psych booking to get an exact time on that. But it's usually not too long right now.
Yeah, and we also have Porterville Youth Services who provide those services. So I know the agency has been working really hard to try to get everybody in as soon as possible and try to provide the services as needed.
I went there, but it didn't help me.
It didn't help you? Yeah, it's it's definitely like with therapy. It's ongoing work, you know, and it's different for everyone. It's not like one size fit all. It just really depends on each person. It could be, there's just various factors to consider.
Yeah, they've been talking about it over and over, and I keep putting like a wall so I wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah, and that's another thing, you know, the work with the therapist is a work that it's not a one-way work. A lot of it comes from the client. The client has to put in the work and has to be willing to meet them halfway in order to be able to process whatever they're going through. So thank you for sharing. We appreciate. Maybe it might not be at this time in your life where you're ready for it, but maybe in the future that might be something you may consider, and you may be more willing or more open to it. Next question, let's see. Does Kingsville take Medi-Cal?
Sorry, I should have mentioned that. We do. We take Medi-Cal or no insurance. If you don't have insurance, we have a sliding scale for payments, but we will also, usually our case managers will help you do the Medi-Cal process if you need help with it. Unfortunately, that's all we take right now. We don't take private insurance. If you do have private insurance, I would encourage you to contact your insurance provider, and they will be able to provide you with a list of providers in the area who will take your insurance.
Yeah, I'm hearing here that, it's a very long process. So yeah, that's another option. So we have Porterville Youth Services, and we also have your own primary care doctor. If you ask for a referral through your primary care doctor, they can send you a referral, and that might be a little bit quicker because there's a lot out there. And unfortunately, with the Porterville Youth Service in Kingsville, they do only accept medical students for services. So that's definitely another consideration if that's something you need to look into it. And I'll be more than happy to help you through the process. Any more questions? If you guys have any specific questions for psychologists, we also have Miss Rodriguez here, which is our special education director. And any more question from Mr. Vallejo?
Hi, Annie. We did get a question about social emotional learning activities embedded in the curriculum. And I'm responding, but I was wondering if maybe Mrs. Mulvihill could elaborate a little bit on the second step videos that are being pushed out each week.
Yeah, I'd be happy to speak on this. Social emotional learning is my passion. And so this is something that we've taken on as a district because we realize the importance of social emotional learning right now, especially since students are not connected together on campus and are in the Zoom platform. So we find this of utmost importance right now. And so all grade levels currently, we just started high school as well, get at least once a week social emotional learning activities through the curriculum second step. It's a scripted curriculum. Our wonderful psychologist team and interns put together a pretty great video every week that gets pushed out in every class. And so it talks about things like dealings with emotions, all kinds of topics that are relevant in your child's life right now.
Thank you, Samantha. Yeah, those videos are amazing, and it's for the whole school. Everybody gets it, and it's a way for us to push out the curriculum, which is evidence-based. Another question we have is, do you have a list of private counselors? Yes, I do have a list of different counselors, private counselors that are here in the area of Porterville, and some even in nearby areas, and I can forward that information to you, Diana. Let's see. You should do weekly Zoom with each class for your district. Do you want to, Helen, do you want to elaborate on that? Let me give you permission to talk. Let's see. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Raylene. Hi, everyone. I just meant by that, like, you know how you're inviting us to all the parents to join in to just get this one-on-one and a feel of where to and what to do in a situation if we needed the assistance. And that's really great. I thank you. But what I mean is, like, I would want this in a good way to introduce you guys to our students so they can know who you guys are and know what you guys have to offer, not just be, oh, that's or the social worker, oh, something must have happened really bad to them, like it's supposed to be, what do you call it? Private, but in the school setting, it's a whole different process. So I think maybe you guys can like join in each class one per week, not like everything all at once, but like introduce your guys' self and let the kids know you guys are there for them. That way, if they do need to open up, they could say, and Mom, can you set me up a meeting with so-and-so? I really feel like I want to talk to her right now because I'm feeling a little depressed, or I'm, this situation, they don't want to talk with their parents, but they'll talk, with you or who they need to.
Yes, thank you, Helen. That is an amazing idea. I mean, usually, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of new things is going on, and with the pandemic, all this other stuff is going on too. It's like a snowball. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. It's hard to get people to open up too. So if you guys were able to get that permit or that permission to go into this classroom for this day and say, hi, we're so and so, and we do this, and we're at your school, and I don't know how you guys do the meetings, you know, but at least the introduction maybe.
Yeah.
And then you guys can do that like yearly. I don't know, even if it's in person. I just feel it's a good thing to do to get these kids to open up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, before this whole situation, that's where we would go in class, in person, and kind of
Right.
put yourself, put a face in a name, right? Like you said, if the kids are
Mhm.
reaching out, they kind of want to know who they're reaching out to. So I really love that idea, and we're definitely talking among our team and see how we can get that rolled out for our team. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think so. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see.
We do have another question. Someone asked, how can I get my child diagnosed? And are there any in-person meetings right now? And I believe that's in relation to like in-person services.
So do you mean child diagnosed, you mean like for services, or do you mean like special education? Karina, let me give you.
Let's do both. Hi, Annie. Let's talk about both. So maybe we can let Miss Abdullah discuss the difference between the two and how a student would be eligible for either.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Tasling.
Yes, so just like Mrs. Baker stated earlier, if you do have a concern with your child, we would hold an SST or student study team meeting to get your concerns on the table, meet with the staff just to find out more about the child. So in the school setting, we do not diagnose. So a child can qualify for special education services. And I want to make sure that it's clear to the parents here that there is a category of academically related disabilities versus in Kingsview, their medical diagnosis in that area. So they can get a diagnosis there. We do not diagnose in the school setting. So a child may have a diagnosis outside of the school and then come into the school, and a parent may need or want services. However, I just want to make it clear that we do not diagnose in the school setting, but we do offer special education services for students that are eligible after a full evaluation and assessment, and if they are meeting the criteria for special education disabilities. And so Mr. Vallejo, if you can elaborate more on the diagnosis aspect of it and what you guys do at Kingsview, if that answers the question.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just give us a call. We can do the referral. Just, you know, let us know what's been going on, what you're trying to, the reason you're wanting your child to get diagnosed or assessed, and then we'll just go from there. Within 10 days, you should be able to get an appointment over the phone with our clinician, and she will provide a diagnosis for you if she sees that there is one. I will state though, I do want to let you know that these services are entirely voluntary. I know we get a lot of parents sometimes who are like trying to make their kids go into services, which I do get that, but if there's only so much we can do if they don't want to participate. And that even goes for, we do take some probation referrals as well. As long as they have a mental health diagnosis, we can take them and they can do their like anger management and drug and alcohol counseling with us. But they will have to have a mental health diagnosis. And again, it is voluntary. So unfortunately, I mean, I know it's tough sometimes to get kids to want to participate in services, like for sure. But yeah, just go ahead. You could always give us a call. We could fill out a referral and get you an appointment and a diagnosis from the assessment if there is one.
Is there a specific criteria that you guys use for the diagnosis?
You know what, that would probably be a question for a clinician. I could go ahead and email Victoria, our clinician, and get back to you on that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And then are they doing any in-person, meeting right now? Right now, our counseling is done virtual for most part. And I know at Porterville Youth Services, like certain appointments, you have to go in person, but anything that can be done via Zoom, it's kind of the best practice right now, just to ensure the safety of everyone. But that's kind of where we at right now. Do we have any more questions? Anyone else? Can keep them coming on the chat. We have a whole team here of wisdom. So any questions that maybe you have, anything that you're kind of curious about, there's no wrong question. We just wanted to be able to support you and provide the resources and the information that's needed. We get away a few more minutes and see if anybody else wants to type those in. And I'm also going to launch the poll. If you could fill it out for me. And if you can think of any questions as we go forward, you can always send them to my email. And then I'll forward them to our sites or answer the questions as needed. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Oh, we have another question. Do you have private counselors taking Medi-Cal? That it's something that we would have to call case by case, but definitely we can kind of look into it. There's a whole list of different counselors, private ones too, and I know a lot of them, mostly of them, do take Medi-Cal, but we can call and find out one that would take Medi-Cal. But like I said, you can always go through your primary care provider and ask to be referred out for. I know Family Health Care Network also provides counseling, and that's a good way to go through them as well. So if you don't want to wait for those other agencies, and I can send that information to you, Diana. And once we are done, you feel free to leave the meeting. If you have any further questions or if you want to stick around and ask us questions, we'll be here a few more minutes. Thank you guys for coming.
We did have another question just pop up. I loved how last year the kids had the option to take place in the social emotional learning on Seesaw. Is that possible again? I believe that's in reference to the lessons that were going out on Seesaw for our elementary campuses.
I can speak on that. I absolutely loved the social emotional learning lessons on Seesaw last year also. And so if you are interested in some lessons, you can reach out to myself or the psych on your campus or anybody on this team right now, and we'd be happy to send you some social emotional learning lessons each week for your child to do, because we do feel like they're very, very important.
We had said yes, please. Thanks.
Sydney, do you mind typing in the chat where your child goes to school, and we can have the psychologist from that campus contact you about getting those lessons? We'd be happy to do that for you.
I believe she may have already left. I don't see her on the list anymore.
I have her cell phone. I'll follow up with her.
Great, thank you, Heini.
And I just wanted to say thank you for each one of you for being here. Our psych team, Heather, Mr. Vallejo, I appreciate all your support and everything that we're doing to support our kids. The more information we have, the more we can give our parents, the more ready they'll be to support their kids. And we're a team, we have to work together. And I'm just very proud of the team. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, she's at we have one from Oak Grove too. So one from Oak Grove. And then one.
Maybe if you could stay on for just a little bit after everyone leaves, because I want to talk through the session with you.
Yes, thank you. We still got 17 people on the call. If you guys have, okay, they're dropping.
Heidi, would you mind sending me Sydney's information?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Okay, BMS. And then April Miller's from BMS. I don't know if we have those at the same Taslin.
Yes, I'm familiar with her. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, is it just us?
No, we still have 6 that are still on the call.
Okay, are there any more questions? We can stick around a little longer.
I don't think
We're
so.
happy to answer any questions.
Okay, they're dropping. We got 5, 4. Let me stop recording.